Up in the box, sports cards fans. Welcome back to another episode of Batter Up with Brett and John. What is up, John?
Oh, it's not much, Brett. We're a few days late on this, but hey, better late than never. Just in time to talk about some NFL that happened today and hopefully give you guys something to watch before Sunday night. We got a pretty good game coming up. Chargers against the Dolphins. I believe that one is in Los Angeles over at SoFi. So that should be a fun game. Justin Herbert against Tua Tagovailoa. How are you doing on this Sunday?
I'm awesome, man. Man, Christmas is just around the corner. And holy crap, we've had a lot of stuff coming out in the hobby.
Yes, Top's website has been like buzzing like every day for literally 2 weeks now, and it's all good. Most of it's good stuff. Tough decisions had to be made right around Thanksgiving. I cannot buy all of it. Some of it I have to say no, even though the temptation is there, and yeah, priorities have to be set. So what's on your mind first? What do you want to talk about first? We got a few
I
topics.
kind of want to. I kind of want to talk about Topps Holiday. Um,
Sure.
I kind of wish I would have bought more of it in a certain way. I mean, like you just said, right now you just cannot buy everything that's coming out. I don't know too many people can. Even if you're resourceful and you're moving stuff, there's just so much that hit the shelves. Some cheap, some expensive. And Topps Holiday, they've vamped up that product this year. There's some really cool looking stuff coming out of it.
It looks like a fun product. The night last week Thursday, I was after archery. I went to the Meyer right near the archery where we shoot at a school. My son is on the archery team in the area, and I said, Braden, we need milk. Let's go to Meyer. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna check the card section, right? And they had two full racks of Meyer blister packs, which I was like, the first thing I saw was like, oh my goodness, more blister packs, and I let you know about that. Um, but then up in the corner, they had about 30 of those holiday mega boxes, and I didn't touch them at all. And had I had the coupon that you had and got them for like $22 a box or something like that, I probably should have at least bought a couple. They look really fun.
Yeah, I had the I had two $10 coupons, so I bought two of them. Plus, I had $4 off MPerk, so I got mine right at $20, which is a great score. But man, people are buying those like crazy. And there's again, they put some other parallels in there, some actually numbered stuff. And again, holiday usually comes out strong and the values drop off, but it they did a better job this year. There's more hits in it. Um, but it's really cool. It gets you in the Christmas theme here as we're getting closer to Christmas. And I tell you what, I didn't go by any stores, but just from Facebook and seeing people talking about it, it seems like they're getting bought out. Like people are buying out the whole thing. Of
Yeah, that is surprising. Although I think availability has a lot to do with it. Once people realize that it's like in every Walmart, in every Meijer, and those are the only places it's going to be. It was on the Tops website. It was in Meijers and Walmarts. There might have been one or two other entities online that had it, but once they realize it's there's a lot of it, and they did make a lot of it because I don't think SSPs and super short prints are that easy to hit. Um, I have a feeling it'll kind of wean off, but it's holidays, right? That is a fun gift to give to somebody. That is a fun product. There's no doubt about it. It's a fun product to open up on Christmas. In fact, if you were going to open anything on Christmas, there's obviously better things I can think of, and certainly this year, I'm going to make my list for Christmas and make a video for Christmas. But I got to put Topps Holiday right up at the top of that list.
yeah, it's pretty fun. And then on the
Ballpark
flip,
asked, what do you think about Bowman Platinum? I want to answer this question before we move on to
yeah.
another product. I'd give you my opinion, but I know your opinion. You've had a pretty similar opinion to me. What do you think?
So I've always did not. I've always hated Bowman Platinum. I just think they have a cheap foil to them. But But when I say that, um, when you see $80 on Topps website for two autographs,
Hmm.
at these day and ages, for guaranteed autographs for $40 a piece, I mean, there's some good stuff. I'm not saying there's not good stuff to come out of Bowman Platinum, but with the chances of two autos, that kind of, I didn't buy any by any means, but it I was like, if there was nothing out, if that Bowman Platinum came out during August when there was nothing out, I
Yep.
probably would have bought some of them. But with so much good stuff coming out,
It's
I'm like, I'm not buying any, man.
Yeah, to me, it you got to set a priority on that. And if update comes out at the same time, I'm taking update 99 times out of 100. I'm taking Bowman Chrome 99 times out of 100. I'd even take the Topps Holiday for the fun factor of it, about 90 times out of 100. And then I'd probably take Stadium Club if I got a hobby for a good price, maybe 90 times out of 100. So I wouldn't say like you said that for the two autos, certainly there could be some value there, but I think the rest of the cards in the box, not so much.
It's it's usually a foil type of card, and I
Yeah.
don't know. I've never liked Bowman Platinum all that much. And I said this in my holiday video when I was at Meyer and I had a choice between this and a holiday box at $29.99 a piece with the $10 off coupon. I was better off buying this in the long run for value. But for the video and the fun, I got two boxes of the holiday. So, you know, it just depends on your motive and what you like. And if you're just buying one box, I mean, dude, Bowman Platinum for $80, two autos, I think would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But there's so many ways you can go about it. It comes back to buy what you want to buy and what you like. Some people like Bowman Platinum. I've seen huge hits come out of Bowman Platinum. It
I,
just,
I I agree. I think I don't know the full checklist, but I got to believe there's some good autos in there that you could pull and pull an amazing card. Um,
for sure.
so just baseball cards said too much all at once hard, and most have a hard ROI. I would agree. There's a lot of other products that we're going to talk about tonight. Brett, you want to talk about Brooklyn Club next, or is that Brooklyn Collection?
Yeah, Brooklyn Collection. So I was basically coming down to, am I going to buy a few boxes of this, or am I going to buy Sapphire for 250 a box? And that Sapphire 250 plus tax. This too, and I went with this for 150 for two autos. And this is a cool product, but man, you can get crushed in that Sapphire.
I
There's some people that are going to open that and do well and hit some of the rookies, but there's other boxes with 32 cards for 250 bucks. You are rolling the dice for a bunch of junk and pulling $20 worth of cards.
For a 660 card checklist, you do get a good chance at hits, similar to Logo Fractor. You're going to get 2 to 3 hits per box. I calculated the odds about 2.4 hits per box. Pretty good odds. Um, but I watched a video before our live here, and I watched some guy. He had bought 2 boxes off the Topps website. He was so excited. He had $500 worth of product. He opened it, and even though I think he got 5 hits. None of them were rookies, and it was overall a dud. He didn't get any
So,
of the big rookies. He basically got, I think his best card was like an Aaron Judge team card that I can't remember if that was in a parallel or not. I mean, it was a cool looking card, but that ain't gonna get it done for $500.
dude, there's a lot of people. It's going to be a bloodbath, man. I mean, in years past, I mean, even at $150 with a guaranteed auto, there was a bloodbath on 150 buck boxes. Now you have no autos in Sapphire, and it's 250 plus tax. And Chris C, I think he says it best when you get this up here. Sapphire is the biggest ripoff of the year, and I would agree with that. You may be one of the lucky few that pull a Julio parallel. I mean, there's some big. I was on eBay before we got on here looking at Sapphire. There's some big cards. If you pull one of those dudes, early, you're paying for your box. But dude,
Yeah,
32 cards out of 660. Those odds are not good, man.
I didn't buy any. I
I
skipped
didn't either.
together, and I skipped the Brooklyn collection too. Like I had to set priorities. I haven't been selling as much lately, so I've been trying to manage what I spend and try to target the products that I think have the best chance at overall value. So for me, it's been update hanger boxes and update blister packs from Meyer.
Yeah.
I've gone super heavy. If you guys have watched on my channel, I have a video coming out probably later tonight from the opening today that makes packs. I believe I was at 112 and I'm 20 more, so I'm 132 packs now. And according to my, well, you'll just have to watch the video, but we are going Julio hunting. We may or may not find one, but we're not done yet. And we're going to open a blaster tonight. So
We'll box battle. Hey, man, you and me have been talking about it. The value of update this year and the potential going forward. Striker even said it. Buy it if you can when you see it. I put my money where my mouth is. I have a just monstrous load of update, and I just feel like the value per card for the price. I actually think it's becoming one of the better products of the year, if not the best. I
uh,
still think 2022 Bowman is amazing product, but I'm starting to lean towards update because of the price right now. And that
yeah.
stuff's drying up. I mean, when I've gone out and actually looked for stuff, it's getting hard to find blasters or hangers. Hobby box prices are on the rise too. I'm starting
Yeah.
to see in Facebook groups people selling blasters and hangers. So you know when people are starting to sell them that the prices are starting to go up.
Well, I think they're also trying to clear the way for another product that's about to come in about a week that I think we're also excited about. Um, Before we get to that, John mentioned that he pulled a Suzuki Ultra short print with the elf on it. What a fun card. That sounds amazing. 1 in 14,000 was the odds on that. That's amazing. That is quite the pull. Um, and Brock Purdy, I watched part of that game. They were kicking the crap out of the the Buccaneers were getting their butts whipped. We'll talk about NFL. Actually, we're going to talk a little bit about NFL. The season's almost to a close here. We've got like week 14, I think, is what we're in, with 18 total weeks. So we've got a home stretch here and a lot of parity in the league. I think we can see a clear kind of 3 front runners from each league, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Bowman Chrome for $240 a box. I sent a message to Brett. I think I don't know that this deal was still out there, but when Bowman Hobby was on the Fanatics website a couple of days ago, I had a code that you could get like 10% off. So that got it down to like 240. And then if you went to I think it was either Sam's Club or Costco and you got the gift cards, $100 worth of gift cards for $80, you could probably get a Bowman Chrome hobby box for about $200. So be on the lookout for that. $240 sounds like a good price, but if you work at it, you might even be able to do a little bit better.
And my boy Stu, who's in here, the king of deals. That whole Fanatics and the Costco gift cards and some other gifts, man. You can work some deals with. I've never done it, but man, you can work some deals. There are deals to be made out there, guys. There are
Bill says he
deals to
just
be
pulled
made.
a Julio out of a Meyer blister. That's amazing. The Julio base. The Julio base purple. I'm still on the hunt for a Julio base purple. I pulled. I'll be honest. I pulled one off camera. I should have taped it. I had 8 loose packs from the 2 racks I got, and I opened 3 of them on Thursday when I got home, and I pulled a Julio base purple. I was so excited, but I thought, why did you idiot? Why didn't you put this on camera?
Film them all, man. I film them all, baby.
I'm gonna film the rest of them though.
Hey, Filmington's in the house. Says save some money for Bowman draft, baby. Yeah, that's for sure.
ERB was that Jack. Yeah, that was Jack of Trading Cards and More. That was Silver Jackify's video. That looked pretty awful. he was doing like a box battle against himself, and neither box was good at all. Um,
Oh
oh,
man.
we forgot about Heritage High Number. Yeah, Heritage
Yeah,
High
I
Number too. I saw Neo Cards and Comics. Filmington knows him obviously pretty well. He pulled a J Rod Blue Sparkle from a Walmart box the other day on his channel, and he never opens baseball. In fact, he never opens product. Period. For some reason, he was like, I gotta go Heritage High Number today, and he pulled a Julio Blue Sparkle. The card looked amazing.
somebody sent me a video the other day. Somebody picked up some heritage from the clearance bin and pulled a 101 Judge Superfractor out of a heritage box. So Walmart's starting to get some clearance. I love it, man. There's so much stuff, man. We didn't even talk about Stadium Club. It's out. There's some cool stuff coming out of that. I mean, there's so much stuff, man. So much.
Pulled a Soto auto relic out of a holiday mega. That's amazing. Wow.
Dude, there's some cool. I've been the Facebook posts of holiday mega stuff that's being posted. There's some cool stuff. I kind of like this one from M&M's. Chris Morel should have a Series 1 rookie card, and I like Chris Morel. He's a raw talent. He can do a lot. He can play a lot of positions. But with
Yeah.
the addition of Bellinger, I don't know where he's going to play. Is Bellinger going to be a first baseman? He's playing center. Is Morel going to turn into a third baseman? Is he going to play second? He's going to play. I don't know where he's going to play.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Well, now with the DH and the NL, there's obviously an extra player that you can stash on your team, and I think a lot of the offseason moves that we've seen may have a lot to do with that, because a lot of times you'd see gravitate towards one league or whatnot, depending on whether the player would play a position or not. And I think because of the balance now, you're going to see a little bit of that kind of play out here, and hopefully get teams a little more equalized when it comes to their DH. So. Other products you want to talk about before we move on to some other topics. So Update Chrome, we kind of prefaced that a little bit. And I think the fact that they're going to have hobby and probably the retail, which was on Target's website, and the pre-orders sold out, which was kind of crazy. I wonder how pre-orders work, because I only ordered 3 on pre-order. I think you could have done 3 per day until they sold out. So in theory, you could have had about a week there to order those. So you could have had about 20 boxes. And well, unless you have a bot, then you can have 1,000 boxes or whatever. No, I don't see a reason to do that. Because hobby's going to be available. You're going to be able to. My newsletter for my hobby shop comes out tomorrow. I have a feeling they're going to probably be around the $120 to $130 a box. So if I wanted some, I could go pre-order it as well. But we'll have to see how that plays out.
Dude, if he has them for 120 bucks a box, you should go buy a case. Seriously. Because I haven't seen under 150 bucks so far on hobby. Hopefully, my target tracking for my pre-order says Tuesday, and I'm hoping it comes Tuesday because I'm going to open those
Oh wow! So
Tuesday. I'm hoping. I just checked today.
I'll have to check that. Mine said estimated December 20th. But
Yeah, you're closer to me usually, but I don't know where it's coming from. Sometimes it comes from Iowa, sometimes it comes from um, the Chicago area, sometimes it comes from Indiana. It just depends on for when to Illinois here. But I made a huge trade yesterday with my local hobby shop, and part of that trade and the value was a case of Chrome Update. So I got a case coming. It's a little bummer that there's no guaranteed autos in the boxes. I looked at the autos checklist. Dude, there's a lot of autos and there's a lot of trash bag autos. But I'm hoping the parallels come out of that product. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. When you had a new product coming out, it's tough. And
yeah,
another thing, I wanted to order more of those off of Target, the mega boxes, but without seeing the odds and
yeah,
with this new structure, I didn't want to full send them
I
in
agree.
because, dude, guys, you got to be careful with what you're doing
I
because if Top starts to pull what Panini has done with their cards, there's no value in them, and I hope they don't do that because Panini products have been just killed with the basketball and the football this year.
Yeah.
I don't
Um,
know, man.
yeah, I totally agree on not doing a full send on that till you understand the odds in the print run. Because when you factor in the fact that this is available now in hobby, when it was only retail exclusive, and you know they're probably also going to have hanger boxes and the mega boxes, whew, man, that could be a lot of product for a Chrome
Yep.
product that's going to be expensive. And yeah, I think you just got to be a little bit patient on that. But once you find out if you think it's good, it's like Logo Fractor. You gotta think fast and you gotta move quick. So if the newsletter comes out from my hobby shop that says they've got them for under $140 a box, I'm gonna have to get a few, maybe more.
Yeah. If I were you, I'd jump on it. I know my boy Brad at Underground Case Breaks was super pumped. I made that short, and I thought 150 bucks shipped was a great deal, and obviously people did because they went and bought all his boxes out that day, and he was super pumped. He sent me a message. He sold out. He had a bunch. So we got a lot of people in here tonight, John. It's
We
awesome.
got 40 some people in here watching. That is amazing.
Yeah.
For Brett's channel, please hit the like, subscribe to my channel if you so choose. ERB Sports. I won't give the whole preface of everything on my channel, but go check it out. ERB Sports on YouTube. We're getting close to 300 subscribers. I'm nowhere near the 5,000 plus that Brett gets. Brett gets more subscribers in a month than I've gotten in 6 months, but we're
Hey
working
man,
on 300. It takes a while. So
it
appreciate
does.
from this live stream that has subscribed and hope you guys enjoy the content. More blisters coming, more Meyer Purple blisters coming, and a lot more content coming here as we close out the year and go into next.
I will say this, John, on the subscriber basis, you for the first part of your channel, you're way ahead of my pace. It's a grind, man. Some
It
days you think you're never going to get anybody. You just got to keep doing it, you
it
know?
it doesn't seem like I'm way ahead of you because you're so far now, but you showed me the stats like within the same time frame. I think you were at like 175 subscribers and I'm at like close to 260. So I guess I'm doing all right.
Yeah, dude, you're doing good. Just keep it up, man. We
It's a
got
grind.
people in here. It's awesome.
We even
It
got
is a grind, man.
AIH Rahul is in the house.
Heck yeah. I love it. I think he's going live in a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool. I always enjoy your content. I want to make more videos that are less of me opening product and more of just opinions. So I hope to I'm not trying to pivot, but I'd like to add that content in as well as openings. I do enjoy openings. They're very fun. But I also have a lot of opinions that I want to share and hopefully make a good list of regular content to post coming up.
That's awesome, dude.
Any
We
more
got
products you want to talk about before we move on to other topics?
Not really. I think we covered everything that's coming, and I'm sure each week we'll be talking about products. That's what we do, man. And we'll see some
That's what we
openings
do.
from both of us.
We
That's
don't
what we do.
we don't have a segment called like new releases, but we should, right?
I'm looking for like our end of the year recap of you and I should sit down and come up with the kind of an overview of the products that came out,
Yeah, the
the
best of
best
the
product of the
year.
year, the best value, the
Yeah,
trash bag award.
yeah.
That would be
We'll,
fun.
we'll put for those in the live, we'll do a live of it, but we'll put in a lot of prep so it's not completely ad hoc. We'll have a lot of facts and figures to it, so hopefully we'll jazz it up with a little bit of extra spice. So stay tuned for that as the year closes out. That sounds like a fun video.
That sounds good.
So
What do you
next
want to
topic,
move on to?
why don't we spend a few minutes talking about all these Major League Baseball offseason moves? We were making a list of all the moves that have happened so far, and I don't know that this is the end of it, but obviously some surprises and some surprises. Aaron Judge staying a Yankee. Who knew? I don't think he's hitting 62 home runs next year. I hate to say it, but as my friend Kirk used to say, you look at the guy that plays to his baseball card. He played way above his baseball card last year. I have a feeling he's going to play more towards his baseball card next year. So we might see a little bit of regression in Aaron Judge, and that's okay. He had a very special season, and they can't all be like that. So glad to see him stay with the Yankees. Hopefully, he'll stay a Yankee for life. You hate to see people jump around, but sometimes it just happens. I think the next biggest move was probably what the San Diego Padres did when they signed Xander Bogaerts away from the Red Sox. Um, Boston seems to be just kind of dialing it back and playing Moneyball. Um, a big market like that. You mentioned this yesterday when we were talking offline. You said the Cubs and the Red Sox, of all teams that have money, they treat it like they have no money. When I don't quite get that. Um, they
As
could
a Cubs
still
fan,
they could still pull the rabbit out of the hat and have a great season. It's still got Devers. They still got good pitching, but man, losing Bogarts and then losing like a year before or whatever when they lost Betts, and they just seem to be losing guys left and right.
yeah, if you're a Red Sox fan, that's got to be hurtful. As a Cubs fan, I'm still Bellinger. That doesn't get me excited. They signed an average pitcher, which you need pitching. I don't think that's the worst one. But you know what? You got some money. Go get somebody. If you're a Padres fan, you got to be stoked. At least your owner is throw. At least your GM and your ownership. They offered Judge the same contract. I think they offered him more. I think they offered him 400 million from what I was reading. They threw down and they signed a big boy. You know, so you got to be pumped. If the Cubs offered Judge the same money and he didn't take it, I'd be like, hey, at least they're trying.
Yeah,
Now, the only way that I start getting excited is maybe the Cubs sign Correa or Swanson. I'd prefer Correa over Swanson because I think Correa is a better hitter
yeah.
altogether. Um, but we'll
It's
see. That's
it's interesting. Now you mentioned Cubs and signings, and we'll talk about a lot of other teams that had kind of minor signings. I think the other kind of big fish in the pond. There's three more. Jacob DeGrom going to Texas, going to the Rangers. The Rangers have never put it together. They're like the Angels. They never put it together. I wonder at some point, like there's guys on the Rangers that are kind of lurking. There was the Sam Huff and the Leota Taveras and what was the guy's name? Baron Laura. You've
yeah.
got guys that probably don't belong on Texas anymore. They need to go somewhere else. So that will probably open up movement for them, perhaps. The other one, Trey Turner to the Phillies. That was probably a big one. That might hurt guys like Bryson Stott and Alec Boehm, depending on how they play out the positions. Um, so we'll have to see what happens there. No fault of those guys, but the Phillies are obviously going for it. They were so close.
Phillies making moves. Mets are making
Verlander
moves, dude.
takes the place of DeGrom. I don't know that that's a big impact, but still, pitching is what gets it done in the playoffs. Verlander's getting up there, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Couple other minor moves. One team here that I think is interesting to pay attention to what they did in the offseason was the Seattle Mariners. So the Seattle Mariners let go of Mitch Haniger. He went to the Giants, so they didn't re-sign him. And then they traded Colton Wong. The Brewers traded Colton Wong to the Mariners for Jesse Winker. So I don't know if they're making space for somebody in the lineup within the Mariners organization. Obviously, they already had J-Rod in the big leagues. Guys like Kelnick was up and down, and you've got other guys that are kind of lurking there. So interesting to see how that plays out, whether that is definitely going to open up a spot for one of those guys to make it into the majors and be an everyday player. So we'll see what happens there. And then they traded away Kyle Lewis they got rid of Kyle Lewis to the Diamondbacks. So Mariners making some moves, but sending more guys out than they're getting.
Yeah. I think the Cardinals picking up Contreras was an excellent move on that part. I hate it as a Cubs fan. They got him cheap, man. I went and looked up JT Realmuto's contract. I think he got like 5 years, 115, and I think Contreras got 585. And JT Realmuto is not that much better of a player than Contreras is. And I feel like that's a steal. Now, the one knock that I've had is I don't think Contreras is a great framer, and he doesn't steal strikes for pitchers. That's like the one knock. The dude's a great player. They scored with him. The Mets also signed that Japanese player. I don't know much
It's
about
true.
him, but that's a big signing. Um, Dude, there's
Yeah.
been so much going on.
There's also a signing I forgot to mention. Josh Bell signed. I think he moved from. I think he was on the Padres. Before that, he was on uh, the Nationals, but he is now on the Guardians or Cleveland. So I don't know that that's a big deal, but Cleveland obviously has a pretty deep lineup. They had Jimenez, who was probably the best rookie so far from 2021 class. He had a WAR almost 7 last year. I don't know if that repeats, but good player. Jose Ramirez, and now you add Josh Bell to that lineup. So they're a pretty deep team. And then they probably also got Stephen Kwan and other guys that were close. So that's a pretty deep lineup.
Yeah, the Guardians, man, they do more with less than most teams. I mean, they're like, I guess that's what I, there's small market teams that don't have the money, right? Like the Brewers come to mind, the Indians come to mind, the Pirates come to mind. These dudes all have money though in a certain way. But the Cubs and Red Sox should be ashamed of themselves.
They should. Well, especially the Red Sox. They don't they seem to be just shedding salary. They might be trying to wait for like a generation to pass by before they go all in again. But
I mean,
they sell out Fenway Park all the time. It's a tourist trap. I mean, it's an amazing park. I've Filmington probably goes there like all the time. Maybe not, but I think he's from that area. Whenever you know, whenever I've seen it on TV and I've been there once, it's amazing. That park is amazing. So really a shame that the Boston team doesn't have a better
dude,
squad at the moment.
imagine if you have Mookie Betts and Xander up the middle on your freaking team. Like you go from being boring to like two stud players up your middle. The middle of the field is where you want your players with
Yeah.
versatility. But I don't know, it's a weird game. And the weird thing about this year, again, I'm no expert by any means, but a few years ago, teams weren't spending any money and they were getting cheap. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, these big boys said, "We're signing these dudes," and all these signings like they happened fast. I
Well,
do expect Correa and Swanson to be signed pretty soon.
that's true. There's always a flurry of activity in the Major League Baseball offseason, and then it seems like as you get into that January timeframe, there's still some signings, but most of the action happens right after Thanksgiving. So really interesting to see. Anything else on baseball when it comes to people moves that you want to talk about? I think we covered all the trades and signings that I had on my list.
I think that's about all I have. I'm sure we missed somebody, and
Okay.
there's going to be more moves, but we can hit them up every week because there's going to be stuff happening.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to keep an eye out for that, and we'll definitely bring it up from time to time. Um, this is batter up, but I wanted to chat a little bit about NFL. Brett, you want to talk about NFL as the season standings kind of solidify here? Who do you think the favorites are in the NFC right now?
I mean, you got to look at the Eagles. I mean, right on top. They're the one, and I don't know. The Cowboys were scary today. I was hoping the Cowboys were going to lose that game today
Yeah.
because I was hoping the Texans would win a couple games and sneak ahead of the Bears in the win column. But Eagles are the one. I mean,
Yeah.
they stand out more than anybody in the NFC, in my opinion.
I think it's a shame this team that I'm going to mention next doesn't have a quarterback, although I don't think the guy that played today for them played that bad. But, he's not going to be the next Tom Brady, even though he beat Tom Brady today. But the Niners, I was shocked to learn they lead the league in the least amount of points allowed. So that's still a championship defense with Christian McCaffrey. If they can get somewhat healthy on offense for the playoffs, that's a good team. That's a 9-4 team now. That's a dangerous team. When you think about defense winning championships, they held the Packers to under 10 points, I think, last year during the snow game. That is a team that we always forget how close they are, imagine if they actually had a quarterback that could play football, like real good football. They got Christian McCaffrey, they got Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, they got George Kittle. They've got good weapons, no doubt, and a great defense. That team is so close to being a championship team, but they're going under the radar.
Yeah, they've won 5 in a row, and I look back, I can't, as a Bears fan, that first game of the season, it's like, how did the Bears win that game? But it was the rain and Trey Lance.
Yeah, imagine if they had Trey Lance. Would this be a 9-4 team with Trey Lance?
I don't think so.
I don't know. It's hard to say,
know.
right? I tend to think probably not.
Might have dodged a bullet.
That trade for McCaffrey looks like a genius move right now because he was going nowhere in Carolina, and he got on the perfect squad. He went to college in that area, so it's just a perfect fit for him. So in the NFC, I think we solidified. I had 3 teams written down. I had the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Niners are my top 3 teams. I know many people are probably going to say, why not the Vikings? Well, the Vikings lost today against Detroit, and they got throttled by the Cowboys. They are a good team, but I don't know that they're a great team. And I think they don't have a championship defense, but they have good weapons, and they can certainly compete, but they can also lose like that too.
Yeah, dude, it's hard to trust Kirk Cousins, even though he puts up numbers. But gosh darn, Justin Jefferson is just an absolute monster. Holy crap, that guy's good.
So he said Debo got hurt. White Sox Tom says Debo got hurt. I gotta catch up. I turned that game off at halftime, so I wasn't paying too much attention to it. So I have to check that out. But that losing a weapon could certainly hurt that team down the stretch. And we'll get to AFC here. Chris is already queuing up who he thinks his teams are. Those 2 teams are written. I'm not showing it on the screen, but 2 of those teams are on my list too. So in the AFC, who are your teams?
I mean, I Chiefs and Bills. I like the Chiefs and Bills. I could go with the Bengals, Joey B, but Chiefs and Bills are my top, 2 of the best quarterbacks, loaded teams.
Mm-hmm.
Bills are clearly my number 1. It's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Allen might be Player of the Year, MVP.
Bills lost a couple close games. They kind of threw one away against the Vikings. They did lose against the Jets. So they have lost some games, but they are, I believe, 10-3 now or 9-3. So they're right there. KC, I think the last I checked, they were beating Denver, but it was a little bit closer than people thought. KC is banged up. They're McCole Hardman is down right now. Clyde Edwards-Helaire's on IR. But Mahomes is just so good, and I think they'll probably be a threat in the playoffs to compete. This might not be their year. And then out of nowhere, yet again, come the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow is just Joe Cool when it comes to playoffs. And you give that guy a whiff of the playoffs, I would not want to play them just because it's Joe Burrow. And I think he's just a gamer. And yeah, we don't know what will happen down the stretch, but the 3 teams I had written down that I thought were probably my, pick 3. If you pick from these 6 teams, I think you have probably your Super Bowl champion on the list. And that would be Eagles, Niners, Dallas, KC, Buffalo, Cincinnati. And
yeah,
a dark horse might be like the Dolphins or one of the wild card teams that starts getting hot here.
The one things you can go with the Bengals too is Jamar Chase missed quite a few games, and now, like I just looked, I didn't watch a game today, but he had 10 receptions, 120 yards, touchdown. That makes a huge difference for a quarterback,
Yeah, I think Tennessee is probably peaked. I think Tennessee is they got beat pretty bad today. I don't think Tennessee's going anywhere. The Chargers are 6-6. We'll see what happens tonight, but if they lose tonight, I don't think they're going anywhere. I don't think you're going to see the Patriots win in the playoffs. The Jets are not going anywhere. Did you know this? I'm digressing here, but Zach Wilson is now 3rd string on the Jets because Mike White had to go out for a play today because I think he got banged up. And the guy they brought in was not Zach Wilson. It was Joe Flacco. I couldn't believe that. I thought, wow, Zach Wilson sucks that bad. So
It's not good, man.
that ain't good at all.
The MILF Hunter is on the bench. Not good,
White
dude.
Sox Tom says it looked like an ACL. Oh man, that's too bad. He was a good player. So there goes my pick. No, Aaron Rodgers for the win, right? They're gonna win out and they're gonna sneak in.
Yeah, you watch.
Get hot. Christian Watson's gonna be your rookie of the year. Oh man, I could only wish, right? So that's the only topics I had on the schedule that I wanted to talk about. Brett, you got anything else before we do a box battle?
Yeah, I got one more thing. Actually, two more things. One, getting back to baseball. I had sent you this. I had heard this on radio on the way to school, that there's only been one player in Major League history who has hit a home run at over the age of 37 and weighed 275 pounds or more. So weighing 275 pounds or more and over 37 or older, there was one player to ever hit a home run in the major leagues. And I was shocked.
I got it on the second guess. The chat's going to guess.
Anybody in the chat got a guess? I was shocked. I was just shocked because they were basically referring to Aaron Judge's contract. The dude's a big guy. It's not like he's overweight, and we got a winner in there.
We got a winner. First guess. Wow. No, so Nelson Cruz was a good guess.
I agree.
But yeah,
Bartolo Colon, unbelievable. He's the only player over 37 and way over 270 pounds to hit a home run. And they were kind of referencing like, hey, this Judge contract could be really bad down the stretch. But who knows? The guy's a physical beast. It's not like he's overweight. My next one, I am not the basketball guy. You're the basketball guy. But how about Zion Williamson?
He's been on a tear.
Holy crap, dude.
Yeah.
That guy should be getting more publicity right now.
Well, truth be told, though, Brandon Ingram is out right now. So there's definitely more usage to go to Zion. But they're playing a lot better, I think, than people thought. And he is playing better and better as the weeks have wore on. He should get better. As long as he stays healthy throughout the season, by the end of the season, he should be playing a lot better than he did at the beginning of the season. NBA-wise, I think a team that I was pretty high on early on was the Kings. The Kings are a fun team to watch. De'Aaron Fox isn't playing tonight. I think he's got a bruised foot. He's been out the last couple games. It looks like they're going to get their butts kicked by New York tonight. But they did surprise and come back against Cleveland on Friday and ran off a 19-0 run as the fourth quarter wore on and pretty much put Cleveland to the locker room. So the Kings are better than people think, but it's so early. NBA does not start until Christmas Day, in my opinion. The Warriors beat the Celtics last night. So everybody thinks, oh gosh, the Warriors, they're done. Nah, they're like the comment here that KC Card Connection made. The Chiefs are just going through the motions in the regular season. I think the Warriors are going through the motions in the regular season. When it matters, that's still a championship team, and they're going to be right there. Don't count them out. That will be a team that will be in the top 8, no doubt.
I love seeing the Pelicans and Grizzlies on the top in the Western right now. I know it's early, but with those two young studs, it's just cool to see Zion and Morant. And wow, you go back to Prism basketball, and the prices went sky high, and they went way down, and now they're going to start going back up again if you're a basketball guy and have those dudes' cars.
You could get, at one point, like a couple weeks ago, I think you could get base Zion rookies in Prism PSA 10 for under $150. I remember when those were what, $400 to $600 or something crazy like that, prices. Or even higher. So they were.
Product was insane.
Who is in your opinion, who's your best prospect from the 2021 or 2020 NBA class? And if you need a hint which class that is, It's the one after.
LaMelo,
It's LaMelo, Anthony
LaMelo.
Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton.
Dude, I can't keep up with all those guys. I mean, LaMelo's fallen off the face of the earth. I don't hear jack about him now.
Yeah, he's been hurt.
I have no idea on
Ant-Man's,
Edwards.
Ant-Man's solid, but I think a lot of people are regarding Halliburton as the best player from that class right now. Halliburton is in a perfect spot. Indiana is going to play him. He's going to shine. That was the trade that sent Sabonis to the Kings, and many people said, what are the Kings doing? They're trading away one of their best players. Well, they did get back an all-star in return, and Sabonis is a great fit on that team. He's a perfect complement to Fox and the spacing they want to have on that team. He's a perfect player on that team and that Mike Brown system. That's great for him. It's great for both players. You rarely see that, but actually that trade worked out for both teams.
I'll have to see if I have any of his cards.
But yeah, Halliburton might be the best. Long term might be on the best trajectory from that rookie class. All right, you got a box. I got a box. It's box battle time.
I believe it's 3-8.
3-8. My record, my lowly 3 wins, and Brett's got 8. So I won it last week with a short print Juan Soto out of a hanger box that was in the wrong spot. So let's hope for some better luck in this one.
All right, buddy. Blasters coming up, baby. Update Blasters.
All right. I got my sleeves here. Hopefully we get the reason to use them, right?
I'm going to go to the Relic first.
You're going to go to the Relic first?
The big, fat Relic. Get that out of the way.
All right. Real quick here. Let's see, I got to open them. I got a Torque base. That means I'm getting a J-Rod base. Usually
Bobby Witt base.
Beatty, Scherzer, Donaldson, MJ Melendez, Jackson, Tim Anderson All-Star Game card, and Julio Urias.
Kyle Tucker Relic.
Pack number 1 was nothing special, just a Torque base.
Yeah, I got a Witt base, so I mean, you can't go wrong with a Witt base. I picked up a gold Julio Rodriguez out of 2022 on Facebook today, for $200. Goods and
That
services.
seems like a pretty good deal.
I think so. There was a sold comp right at 200, and there was one above it, and goods and services. So nothing in that pack.
I got a Carlos Correa vintage stock.
Vintage stock. Wow.
It wasn't flipped around. Just dropped it. I have a feeling that's my only numbered card, so you might be.
SSP Joe asked in the comment section, what did I do with my complete sets? I took them into my hobby shop and I traded them for in-store credit with the buyback. I had $720 of credit with the buyback, with the Judges and Goldsmiths, and I added those complete sets to that. So I made a big trade. I got a case of Chrome. I got some series, or not some series 2, but update series. And then I also have 1,000 in credit. I traded him a bunch of stuff. Now I could go on for 20 minutes on that trade and stuff and manufacturing value.
All right. How many packs you got left?
3 after this one. I got a blue Posh. That ain't cutting it. So far, I got nothing.
Correa.
I got 3 packs.
Correa vintage stock is my best.
That vintage stock is probably winning it, or the base.
All right. Let's see here. Familia pitcher.
Got an orange coming up. Orange coming up. Oh, John, I think this takes it.
Oh man. Ah. I can never win against you. I can never win. I never win.
Torkelson. Let me sleeve that one.
Man.
Hello, beautiful.
Jeez.
Hello, beautiful.
I got a
The
whip base.
Torkelson base, and it looks like the out of is that 4.99 or 1.99? 1.99 red. Man,
Oh,
those look nice.
jeez. Yeah, I don't think I can beat that.
I don't think you're gonna beat that.
I uh,
That's a
I
tough
mean,
one
I'm
to
gonna
beat,
get
dude.
lucky and get a J Rod auto on a numbered out of 10 or something, in the relic card. Maybe I get a
And one
short.
of
I don't know.
one of us are gonna pull the J Rod SSP one of these days with the Ichiro on it. Let's see what else is in here. Unreal. Torkelson, baby.
Man, I could never beat you, Brett. You're
It's
Mr. Box Battle.
so I picked that blaster box up in that trade Saturday as well.
Really?
Those so I got that blaster box was also in the trade. I picked up 9 blasters, 13 hangers, and 1 hobby box in that trade. So that was my trade. Holy cow, KC Car Connection. He said, I'm going to send you both holiday box for a future box work. You guys have your address anywhere on your channels? KC Card, it's probably better to hit us both up on Facebook. Brett
Yeah.
Comensoli and John Gebert on Facebook, and then we can message you. Send us messages. Dude, thank you so much for the donation, bro. It's much appreciated. You the man. Last pack mojo right here. We're going to have a short print in this bad boy with a numbered card. Looks like I got a black gold. And it's a hunter green black gold. And there you have it. I'm pretty happy. I mean, if every box was like that, we could just retire, right? You could just open boxes every day.
My relic was a blue.
No, oh, blue, nice. Who was it?
Tyler O'Neill.
Tyler O'Neill.
Don't know much about him.
Well,
Yeah,
I think the Torkelson.
Yeah, that's probably an easy win. I don't think my Carlos Correa vintage stock 17 out of 99 is going to get it done.
Um, Bowman Brett just said, I've been trying to ask Brett for a P.O. box. And you know what? After today, dude, I went out to grab some groceries and lunch today, and I came back and I had my box from Tops delivered, and it was right next to my fence by the sidewalk. And the guy didn't come inside the fence. I wasn't home. Tracker wasn't outside. And I'm like, dude, there was 4 boxes of Brooklyn collection sitting in a box next to a sidewalk, and it's not like I live in a nice neighborhood either, fellas. I mean, I live in a working class community where people are gonna steal packages, and I was like, man, maybe I need to get a PO box. But yeah, that's a good idea. But on the flip side of it, when stuff comes in, you want to be able to open it that day. Like I was able to open that box today. So
Yeah.
I'm trying. I thought I had one more thing before we were going to go, but
One numbered card, no short print in that box.
one numbered card, no short print. Seems like these blasters are good
You got
for.
one numbered card per blaster, and maybe you get
Yep.
one numbered card and a short print. That seems to be the
Some,
going rate.
sometimes you'll double down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like the blasters in a lot of ways, but um, you know.
Yeah.
Like I said, if every blaster was like that, this Torkelson looks centered. Might be a grader. I think that's probably going to go in the grader pile.
Yeah, I don't know that I can get you in volume, but I got a torque base, a whip base, an Abrams base, and the Correa. So, I mean, if you go 4 against 1, nah, not even close.
No, but I think that Torkelson's worth a pretty good. But dude, that's why update. Even when you have some bad, That's why I like this product. You're gonna have your below average, your bad. You're gonna have your average, but there's so many chances for some nice cards come out here. I mean, I have a Bobby Witt base in that, but take that away. Hunter Green Black Gold. You got your inserts, Suzuki insert, Harper. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff in these from these blasters that just nickel and dime, man. Nickel and dime.
You pulled a
Uh,
Pink, Hunter Green, Stars of the MLB. That's amazing. That sounds like a really hard pull.
Torkelson $50 card. Train cards more said. We didn't even talk about the Montgomery Club. We can get into that next time. I did renew my Montgomery Club
You
just
didn't or you
because
did?
I did renew. I did. You know, I guess we'll hit it and then we'll get out of here. But they had a list of stuff and it was less than they've said. They said that last year too, that there was going to be less stuff, and we just kept getting offers for more and more. So we'll see. And for 150 bucks, you get a complete set. You get 5 other sets. You get some opportunity at a couple things that are worth it. I've enjoyed it so far, but I figure why not another year? I've spent dumber money on other things.
Yeah, for 200 bucks, I think that's what I saw at 199. I didn't pull the trigger. I didn't ever have it, but yeah, I just didn't. I thought I'll take my chances on not getting it and see what the next year brings. And I didn't really have the fear of missing out. So for me,
You weren't the only one. I'll tell you that. It took a
yeah,
while for that to sell out.
yeah, I think it was still for sale the last time I checked. It had a window there, closed down on the 9th, but like 4 hours to go, it was still available. So yeah, I took a pass on that. I said, no, I'm not gonna do it. I thought about it, but anyway, that is all we have for tonight. Really appreciate everybody watching. Batter up with Brett and John, always another good way to close out the week this time or start the next one, depending on how you look at it. Enjoy Sunday Night Football. Chargers
Yep.
against the Dolphins. Hopefully Herbert and Tua put on quite a show, and stay tuned for another episode of Batter Up with Brett and John next week. Anything else before
Yep.
we leave, Brett?
Last thing I got. There's 38 people watching. Wednesday night. It's my birthday. I'm gonna do a Bowman birthday bash, and I'm gonna open a couple. I'm gonna open a Sapphire 2022 Sapphire, a Brooklyn Collection box, a Bowman Chrome box. I'll probably do a hobby box of Update. So I'm gonna go all in on my birthday. So we'll probably go live for a good hour, maybe hour and a half of opening some cool stuff. So if you're around Wednesday night, keep an eye out for that. Hit the subscribe and hit that notification bell, and should be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Bowman Sapphire, baby. If Bowman Brett is still in here, he'll love that. I like this one too by Tom Paul. I wish you and I lived closer, but maybe this summer.
We probably should organize it around a card show. We could do
Dude,
like,
I think
we could do kind of like what Card Talk does at the National. I'm not saying I'll be there every day. That wasn't my plan, but we could do something like that. That's
maybe
something we can pull off.
we can organize a ERB step in the box meet and greet
Yeah,
at the National, dude. I think that would be cool.
that would be fun. I look forward to that. Well, I'll be definitely looking forward to your birthday opening. And until next time, what do you say, Brett?
Peace.
Take care, everybody. Thanks again for watching.